the first time ever, we take you to the country of Switzerland, a country that's landlocked in the middle of Europe. Countless stories reside within its borders, and over the next coming weeks, we are going to document a small fraction of them. We start off with the story of Mr. Edward and his family. They started living inside this house just after the Second World War ended in Europe. Edward and his wife were madly in love and decided to raise a family and make countless memories inside the walls of this house. Life went by seemingly quickly. The children grew up and they went to study and moved out. This left Edward and his wife alone again to enjoy the well-deserved retirement. But unfortunately for Edward, things turned south. His wife got sick and passed away early. This left him in a deep grief, and he had to live out the last years of his life on his own. Today we will tell the story of Edward and take you on a tour throughout his wonderful mansion. Get ready for an intriguing adventure. There we are again, everybody. Again in a wonderful abandoned mansion somewhere in the world. But actually today we are for the first time ever in the country of Switzerland, one of the richest and most historical countries of the world, in the center of Europe, and I've never explored in this country before. I sometimes like to go to other countries to see what abandoned places are over there, experience different houses and different styles of living. And that's actually why I decided to come to Switzerland and explore over here. So yeah, let's put on the protective gloves and let's go through this mega mansion, I must say. I already told you the story. It's been abandoned now for around 19 years. Edward, a Swiss man, used to live here with his family. He was the last one remaining in this place. He was a military man in a neutral country, but very successful. I'm so excited for this one. Let me show you through the basement right now. This is a very old house, probably built in the 1800s, as you can see, from the arch-style ceiling. This is very typical from that time period, because it's a very sturdy way to build a building. I think we just ended up, William. Oh yeah, just for the right measure. William is behind the camera today. He's helping me out, so his link will be in the description. Check him out, and thank you, my man. I will show him as well. Hey, we have not been exploring for a long time now. I think around a few months since we last explored here together. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to go again with you through Switzerland then, and yeah, let's see what we can find. I don't know if this was used for wine storage, but maybe animals, I think. Yeah, it looks like something for animals. But he was definitely not a farmer. You see, they have this gate. I will close you behind it. So you could lock up something behind it. You sometimes see this in French wine cellars, that they use these wooden gates, presumably for security or something like that. If anybody has more knowledge about this, let us know. Oh, look at this wonderful piece. Oh, excuse me, this was not me. It's just falling apart like that. But this used to be some sort of a musical instrument, I think.
I think it's just a closet.
You think it's just a closet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the side.
Oh, that's probably right. But it's full of mold, so I'm not gonna touch it any further. Okay, that's almost the basement. And then we have one more little room over here. And you can see shovels, some spades and things to maintain the garden, but not much more. Okay, let's head upstairs. Let's check out this Swiss mansion. Wood is a very profound material that they used in Swiss houses. As you can see, there's wood all over the ceiling, the stairways, everywhere. We're gonna see it. The Swiss people, they love their wooden houses. 19 years of abandonment in Swiss place. What does this look like? First off, have a look up here, William. Nobody has been in this place for such a long time. Wow. The whole ceiling is cracking up. The paint is falling off. It's actually quite wonderful, but also on the other side devastating to see something like this. This could have been a perfect mansion for somebody to live in. I love the wooden walls here to the side as well. And I think these are doors, but they more look like built-in cabinets, like we always see in France, but then Swiss style. Even wooden doorways throughout the house with glass in there. And even the smell, I don't know if you have noticed this, but the smell in this house is different from French houses. Maybe because they used a lot of wood in it, but yeah, even the smell in these abandoned places is different from one another. Wow. So many cobwebs. The front entrance door has not been opened in such a long time. Oh my god. So many spider webs in here.
Look at this.
What's this?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's
something electrical, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's also a doorway here.
There's a key on it.
Oh yeah, there's a key on it, exactly. It doesn't want to turn anymore. It seems to be completely stuck in time. Fortunately, this baby is not gonna open. I've already checked this downstairs area, and unfortunately this is mostly empty. Upstairs everything is fully furnished, so you have to wait a little bit to get the big treat. But I want to point out a thing in here, because you can see, first of all, foremost, 1866 it says here on the wall, on this porcelain piece, and then that's presumably when this house was built. And this is actually a stove that they installed here. Porcelain stove with steps, so you can put things up there. Very nice piece. This opens up to reveal some sort of a chimney. Oh, that's really dirty. Have a look in here. I think these are remains of the ashes. You can still smell the ashes. Must have been very cozy to be in this place. But everybody, remember this room. Just spin around it, show the people. Just remember this room, because we're gonna go upstairs in a moment and I'm gonna show you something. And over here, we have another room that's also completely empty. Still a telephone. No, does not function anymore. And here is the other side of the stove. So you could heat 2 rooms at once from this stove, but they later on also installed this one. Oh, that ends up nowhere. Okay. Okay. This was presumably the kitchen with this wonderful stove down here. Wow. I love this one. The design on there, even still some wood in there from back in the day. I think this part of the building has been abandoned for even longer than the other part. Okay, let's go upstairs and let me show you this beautiful Swiss house in all its glory. This is the doorway that leads up to that second floor that I was talking about. Simon, it says over here. I'm not sure if that's a name or an acronym in Swiss, but it's not French in any way. I thought like maybe living area or something like that, but no, nothing comes up. Ooh, I love the sounds in these wooden houses. And here, 19 years ago, everybody, Edward, at the age of 88 years old, left his life and his house behind, never to return, lost forever. Wow. It's such a wonderful place. You can already look into the hallway, a piano at the end of it. Wow. The first thing that I have to point out in this house, it's been built in 1866. Of course, back then electricity was not a thing. But later on they put on these sockets, and these in and of themselves are already very old. And they have like distinguishing the cuisine, the kitchen, the boiler, the lights, everything is labeled. I love them. Here in the hallway we have this cabinet. What did he have in here? That's actually nothing, no. You're exactly right. Oh, down here we have this meat grinder. Is this a meat grinder or something else? Maybe it's a coffee grinder. Chopper, food chopper it says on there. It's made in the United States of America and New Britain. They shipped it all the way to Switzerland for Mr. Edward to use in its day. And then here in the hallway we have this wonderful piano. Wow. Here he used to be, I can still imagine him sitting at his piano, playing into the night different songs. Let's see if it still functions. It's from the brand Vogel, a pretty famous brand in France, and it's made in the city of Lyon. You can close it up like this. Oh, excuse me. That's just a holder. Wow. Candles would be lit to either side of it.
Look over there, the key.
Yeah, I already saw them. Wow. Oh, look at this one. I'm gonna safely put them back. But this one is just humongous. And it looks like a handmade key. You can see they tried to weld it here at the end. Maybe it broke or something like that. Fascinating. Where do these beauties lead to? That's a good question, right? And then the little light above it. Wow. Yeah, we have some tapestries on the walls of a horse carriage. But exactly, you pointed out another door. You can see these are these huge keys. This is actually not that big of one. It's this one. But this one still functions. What?
It's wood.
It's pretty solid as well, so I don't think there is anything behind it. Or there used to be, because you can see there are nails in here.
Yeah. So
Okay, there used to be something behind it, but of course we cannot reach that part of the house. And again here, the tapestries on the walls. Wow. Have a look outside. We're right at the street here. And you have these double windows, one here and one behind it. So I think this one was added on later. I also love how they are made. A little tiny window in there that can open up to let in some fresh air to this wonderful manor. Wow. I just took over the camera from William because he's now gonna take some more beautiful pictures in this place. But now I'm gonna take you all through the most private part of this house, the living area and the sleeping area. So let's go there right now. And that's through this door. But first off, look here on the wall. We have these brushes. And this one has even a crest on it. And I learned from you guys that these brushes were not to clean your shoes, but that they are to clean your clothing when you went outside of the house. There's a little mirror here. Then you could just clean your clothing like this and go outside again. In a very fashionable way with the crest on there. I love it. Okay, let's put this back. And then let's go into this place. Ooh, the first thing I notice here on the wall is this wonderful picture of this man. And it has the signature of Paris on there. You can see with his lovely mustache, nicely dressed, probably a very important man. Maybe somebody from the family. And here we end up in one of the first bedrooms in this place. A very teeny tiny bedroom, presumably of a child back in the day. Maybe a grandchild used to sleep here afterwards. But later on, Mr. Edward has used it as storage area for all the things he didn't need in the house anymore. The boxes for the radio, the color TV that he bought, and all these different things. Even a power drill is still left here. We have this picture, this lovely little lady hanging here on the wall. Histoire de la Suisse, the history of Switzerland. Ooh. It's like an encyclopedia of Switzerland and all its historical feats, its kingdoms, its castles, because Switzerland is also well known for all its castles that it beholds. Another painting here on the wall. And then we have another one of those lovely built-in cabinets that we can see over here. First off, here to the side, we have this little thing that the child made from cardboard, flowers, a young boy picking some leaves. And then the built-in cabinet itself, and it's actually pretty deep. Normally in France you don't see this deep cabinets, but this one is really deep. There's a pot of food in here from 1992. Raisins, it says on there. Wow, I love it. And all the glasses and plates are still in there. And even the scooter of the child is down here on the floor. I also love to look at the building style of these houses. I've never seen something like this before. And then we end up into another living area, another bedroom. Still made beds. I'm gonna tell you something. I've never come to Switzerland to explore because I thought that there was nothing to explore here, that this country was just so rich that they didn't have any abandoned places. But you're wrong about that if you think that, because every single country in the world has abandoned places. Even places like Luxembourg, like Singapore, the richest places in the world, still have amazing abandoned places, but you have to search a lot. And I'm really thankful to explore places like these. It's such a pleasure to see all these different cultures through the houses that they inhabited. And I love to take you all on these adventures with me, of course. Just have a look at this wonderful bedroom that we're seeing here in front of us. Still made bed. You can see these were slate beds. They were really old school 18th century beds. 19th century, I should say. Because this house isn't that old. But you can see. Here probably Mr. Edward slept together with his wife in these beds. And we are now exploring it. Lovely little blue porcelain lamp. There's nothing in there. Let's have a look on the other side. This looks like a medical cabinet, what we have up here, but it's now completely empty. And then down there, we have the radio and a record player underneath. Wow. And another little nightstand right next to it. But then on this side of the room, it gets even more interesting. We have this tile porcelain stove over here in the corner of the room to heat up this place. And I love the green design that they have on here with the flowers. The pose, it says on there. A lovely piece. Wow. And then we have this little cabinet. All these cups and plates. But what gets my interest the most is these coffee cups. They have as handle like an elephant over here, a tiger, a hippo. I just love them. Totally amazing. And then one more cabinet here to the side. It seems to be completely closed. Coffee maker up there as well. The first clue through the story of the place. We have a calendar with the year 2000 here on the wall. Presumably, yeah, he left it behind 19 years ago. So this calendar was hung up 2 years before it got abandoned. And let's now head into the kitchen of the place. And like I told you downstairs, over here, if you look very closely, you can see that it's exactly the same as the downstairs area. And probably these used to be service flats or apartments. And yeah, they are built in the exact same way. So multiple people used to live in this building. Wow. The time is stuck at 1:30 in the afternoon. The last time this clock ticked. A thermostat on the wall that reads out 20 degrees Celsius. That's pretty hot actually. Lovely. Here is this kitchen sink. And what gets me really sad all the time when I explore these abandoned places is seeing the last unwashed dishes still there in the drying rack. And these look like champagne flutes. So maybe he had some sort of a celebration as last dish in this place. Lots of champagne flutes, maybe his family was over. I don't know, such a sad part of this house. No dishwasher at all in this place, as you can see. The walking cane as well, still over here. He got to the age of 88 years old, a pretty advanced age for this man. Here's the kitchen table. Here we used to have dinner, breakfast, everything for multiple years. His glasses are also still left here. And 2 last cups where they drank coffee from. A lovely little cabinet. I love that they put like wallpaper or something like wrapping paper around it to protect the cabinet. And then to this side we have another built-in cabinet. Wow. If we open it up, let's see. All the pots and pans, all the plates and everything. Even the frying pan is still left in here. Depicting a lake with some ducks on there. Let's close this beauty up. And this was the cooking area actually. It seems to be that that part was some sort of a stove, I'm not sure. All the lids for the cooking pans are still here, but somehow you could cook on this part over here. Even a drying rack hanging here. And this was probably the stove that he used later on. But what gets my interest the most about this little table is this glass jar that's completely filled to the brim with remains of cigarettes. As you can see, let me try to open it up. Okay, that's difficult. Once you try it, let me just try. Wow, why would you do this? Look at this, it's completely filled. And they don't seem to be smoked. They just seem to be ripped apart and put into here. Maybe he was trying to quit smoking or something like that. This was his way every time. Maybe he wanted a cigarette, he just put one into the jar. Let's see what other things we still have here on the table. Some present wrappers. Ooh. These are awards, army awards. Like I told you, he was a soldier in the Swiss army, as you can see. And probably also a really good soldier. Because there are multiple awards left here on the table. Wow. I love to go through these things and show you all what's left behind in here. Okay, now everybody, one more thing before I go into the most amazing room of this place. First, we have the washing room, the bathroom. Very tiny one, with just a bathtub, but everything is still left here. His back scrubber still hanging there from the wall. Even the shampoo is still standing here. Places like these, wow. Okay everybody, it's now time for the most amazing room of this place. Mr. Edward put everything he had, all the antique and artifacts, all his money and everything into designing this wonderful room. This was his pride jewel of his house. And it's something like I've never seen before. This just screams Switzerland from every single corner of the room. Starting with these doors that we have over here. Just the colors and the design of them. I've never seen something like this before while exploring abandoned places. Even this telephone, where you had to dial the numbers, like this, is still left here. I'm wondering what this little device underneath here is. I'm actually totally not sure. But over here in the corner, we can see the same stove coming back like the one we saw downstairs in the empty room. It's exactly the same. Blue tile, blue porcelain tile. You could store things even underneath here. Okay. Let's look at the artifacts that are left here. A hoof of a horse, where you could put a candle on. We also had this rock collection left here. Probably collected them all around his house in the mountainside. Wow. I love it. And up there, we have some Arabic inscriptions. And these looks like, yeah, you can see these are clock faces that have been worked into there, but they have Arabic inscriptions on there. So I don't know what the purpose of these was. Maybe from some of his adventures around the world. He maybe took them home, who knows. The heating pipe from the tile stove down here. Lovely piece as well. A cuckoo's clock above the doorway. And another crest of armor worked into a plate here. It says Kubat. Lovely. It's just a door. There's a upholstery chair that we have here in front of us. Wonderful design again. Beautiful flower work on there. I can see even some animal hairs here on the sofa. So there used to live an animal in this place. He was not totally alone at the end of his life, luckily. A little library here to the wall, here on the wall, with all his books. Madame Curie, haha, that's a lovely book to read. Cuisine for the kitchen. And here we have a mountain face with a Swiss house hanging on the wall. Wow, have a look at this bureau that we have over here. What a fascinating piece. Here he used to conduct all his documentary, all his work on, and did probably some reading, some writing. We have this press here to press down envelopes, a holder for envelopes, and just the desk in and of itself is just a wonderful piece. All the booklets are still here. Wow, I'm not gonna go in depth in these things because they probably reveal the location, and I want to keep this one definitely secret. Some lighthouses that he collected from around the world, and a half-lit candle. Ooh, look at this. Of course, we are in Switzerland, and these are Swiss army knives. 3 of them hanging on the wall here. Little souvenirs from his own country. I have a Swiss army knife and I use it all the time. It's such a useful tool. Wow. Another upholstery chair here in the corner with some lovely pillows and tapestries on there. This one of an angel. And here to the side, we have another little library with even more books that he read throughout the years. This is a fairly famous painting. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I've seen it come back multiple times. Wow. Look at the wallpaper as well. That's on the walls. You can see it has this flower design, this pot with flowers in there. I can go through this room literally forever. And then we have a sitting area just to enjoy a little cup of coffee. As you can see, his last cup of coffee is still left here. Okay. Again, this is some sort of an Arabian liquor. Jalap syrup, it says on there. Wow. Some champagne and everything still left here. And think presumably what happened is when he got really old, he started to use only a few rooms in this house, and he had his bed inside of this room. It was fairly easy for him to just sleep in here and don't bother about the rest of the house, the remainder of the house. Okay. Another tapestry. And here we have a gate leading to some sort of palace or castle that you see a lot in these countries. And then the dinner table in the middle of the room. Wow. The pipe that he used to smoke. I think he had a smoking problem looking at what I find in this place. He smoked a lot. Another pair of lovely glasses. And this lovely bronze tea kettle. Wow. What a place, everybody. It's truly something to behold. And then we have one more room here to the left of us. Let me take a look inside. And this is another bedroom. Ooh, a lovely depiction of a soldier. I was just having a closer look at this lamp over here that hangs from the ceiling. And it's a swiveling lamp. As you can see, you can put it up higher like this. Oh yeah, it even has a handle in there. Okay, you can pull it all the way down. And then it's like almost at the table right now. Looks really funny. I love how they made this back in the day. And then we have one more room on this floor to show you. Let me go in there. Okay. And this was yet again another bedroom, as you can see. Ooh, the door sways back open. Lovely. Chandelier hanging in the middle of the room. I don't know, do you call this a chandelier or it's just a lamp, I think. It's not a chandelier. It hangs from the ceiling, but it's not a chandelier. And here in the corner of the room, we have this again, this blue stove prevailing from the wall. And yeah, it was used to heat up this room as well. When the stove on the other side was heating, it would also heat up this room. I think you can also fill it up from this side. Oh yeah. You can put wood in it from this side as well. That wallpaper in this room is just fascinating. Wow. Lush birds and flowers. And yet again in this room as well, you can see the power has been added on later. Everywhere in the house we see this. Nothing is worked into the walls because the power, it was just not around in 1866 when this building was built. A lovely still made bed here in front of us. And then we have this nightstand. A candle. Wow. Half-lit candle. There are still some clothes, some socks, and everything still of him in here. Oh, I can see something down here that piques my interest. Oh, I thought it was a picture of the family, but it's just a magazine, unfortunately. But it's a magazine from 1981. Jour de France. I'm gonna put this back later, of course. I will clean this all up, don't worry. Another little cabinet, wonderful little cabinet with a marble top here in front of us. Look at this globe that we have on top of here. India, Indian Ocean. Wow. See if there's still something in here. Yes, and yet again, we have more clothing of the people, of Edward and the people that lived in this house. And here to this side, we have some more cabinets for the bedroom, some more wardrobes, I should say, with beautiful clothes still in there. Yes, these are men's clothes, and these are most likely Mr. Edward's, his last clothes that he owned. What a place. I was just walking back outside of this wonderful room that we just explored, and I was looking at the floor here, and you can see this is some sort of a tile, but over the years it has been worn by the people that have walked over here. The paint is just, yeah, it's gone fake over the years. Okay, let's go back through this door because I have to show you another part of this house, of course. We're not done yet. We get it open. Oh, okay, that was pretty stuck. Because we have another door leading to another level of this house. Let's open this beauty up. Ooh, it immediately reveals spider webs hanging here. Some cleaning brushes. A backpack of Mr. Edward. And that takes us to the attic, the most historical place of these houses. Quite excited for this one. I've never been on a Swiss attic. I've never been in a Swiss house, so it's all a first for me today. Okay, you can see the whole building has just holes in it. And I have to be probably a bit careful walking on here. But the first thing that catches my attention is this part here. That big stack of paintings that they stored here on the attic. Wow. That's something else, right? Lovely, lush Swiss landscapes. Little beautiful towns. Historical Swiss towns. And these probably are not cheap paintings. As you can see from the surroundings of it, it's just gold plated. Wow. Have a look at this. There are even more. These are probably around 30 paintings left up here. Let's just look at a few of them. Okay, here we have a Dutch landscape with windmills. Some sort of an Italian style building. Again, a Swiss landscape. This is such an amazing find. That's why I always explore these attics. And why would anybody leave something like this behind? It's so easy to sell something like this. Okay, let's go to this side. We have even more antiques left up here. More paintings of Swiss landscapes, of houses, and even a tiger here at the end. Oh, beautiful mountainside with a church in front of it. Look how the windows were built up here. Wow. They also use the dry clothes on this attic. We have another lovely sofa left here to the side. An upholstered sofa with still some cushions on there. And this one also catches my attention. This is one of the sleds that the children used to use to go down the mountainsides here in Switzerland. This house is completely surrounded by mountainsides, and then in winter it's like, yeah, a white landscape. And they could enjoy themselves all the way here. And I think here in the corner of the room we see a chamber pot. Wow. I'm so stunned by going through this place. It's like a totally new experience for me, seeing an abandoned Swiss home. And I think I'm gonna explore more countries around Europe and around the world fairly soon, like Sweden, Norway, Finland. Those countries really interest me. And I also want to explore Iceland because I want to see how people lived back there. And those are just countries that really interest me. So stay tuned to the channel because we're gonna explore totally around the world, every single country I want to do. Let's go. Let me sit down on this wonderful sofa and let's just recap what we just saw. What a place, everybody. Such an historical place of Switzerland. This smile I can't get off my face, and I want to thank Edward for it, for his life, the home that I could film and that I could bring his life forever to the internet for never to be forgotten. I hope you all enjoyed this. There is more to come of Switzerland, more episodes. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do, because you don't want to miss out on this. Write me a nice comment in the comment section. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And there's also a link in the description for Patreon, because it's very expensive to explore these abandoned places. I ask you if you can contribute a little bit. If not, also okay. But it would be wonderful, and it helps me out a lot to go to these places around the world. With that all said, I will thank you all, and I will see you next week in another epic adventure. I love you all. Bye bye.